We have been discussing the essential elements of the idea of human action. So far we have covered 5 of these essential elements, specifically ends, value, means, utility, and the concept of scarcity. Now we are going to introduce the 6th element of the idea of human action, and it is as follows. The ends to which the actor assigns value and the means to which he or she assigns utility are organized in the actor's mind in the form of what we will call a plan of action. In other words, the actor, any one of us when we act, incorporates those ends and means into a plan of action. Now, that incorporation of ends and means does not have to be explicit, minutely detailed, or expressed in writing. When it comes to the vast majority of the actions we perform, we incorporate the ends and means into a tacit plan, an implicit plan. I define the plan in this way. The plan is the perspective, that is, relating to the future, mental picture that the actor conjures up of the different stages, elements and circumstances which may have a bearing on his action. I repeat, the plan is a perspective relating to the future, mental picture into which we actors incorporate the different stages we believe we must complete to achieve our end, the different elements of our action, the ends, available means, etc. And in general, all the circumstances of time and place which might have a bearing on our action. All human beings, when we act, more or less explicitly, we plan our actions. Certainly, none of us is silly enough to think, I get up in the morning, though perhaps it is possible. What do I need to do? Have breakfast. Just a minute, I have to draw up my plan. I get a pencil and paper. What do I do? 1, I take off my pajamas. 2, I shower. 3, I go to the fridge. 4, I look for, come on. We are used to thinking of such things tacitly, virtually automatically. Our prospective mental picture of the different stages emerges almost immediately, and we know what we have to do. Only very substantial, complex, new actions, or ones we are not very familiar with, require us to sit down and draw up a formal explicit plan. However, we almost never do so, because we are used to creating a mental picture of our plans in a tacit way, in most cases. Nevertheless, I am going to tell you about a custom I have. Once a year, in the summer, when I am relaxed, I sit down in my rocking chair under a pine tree next to the Mediterranean, and for several afternoons, I update my overall plan of conduct. What do I do? I peacefully reflect on the last year. What did I set out to accomplish? What surprises have come up? How have I reacted? When do I feel my actions have been correct, and when have they been incorrect? In all areas of life, in my profession, in my family, in academic life. Then, I try to draw lessons from my experiences, and I try to visualize my goals for the upcoming year. Well, this year I am launching the 7th year of the Master's Program, and I will also be teaching the audiovisual communication students, and let's see if I can publish my book in other countries, maybe in France or Italy. And in my company, I'm going to do this and do that. I recommend you try this, but few of us do, and whether we do or not has to do with our nature, how organized or spontaneous we are. However, beyond this, the vast majority of my actions are carried out based on tacit, prospective plans. I perform them out of habit or custom, more automatically, more implicitly. This is important because there is a debate over who should be planning, either the actor, who is on site and wishes to pursue his ends, or someone else for him, Papa State for instance. We will see that central planning, imposed from above via the coercive power of the state, blocks precisely the creative planning capacities of ordinary human beings. I will not give you scientific conclusions ahead of time, which we will arrive at in due course, but we will study the theorem of the impossibility of socialism. That is, why it is impossible to organize the social process comprised of millions of human beings. each of whom boldly desires to seek out his or her ends and means in order to achieve them in the context of his or her own small-scale plans, in specific circumstances of time and place. We will study the impossibility of planning this process from above by means of the power of the state. This is because such attempts to plan contradict human nature and block the creative capacity of ordinary human beings, who are precisely the main figures in the social process. Regardless of the beauty of the socialist ideal, to try to accomplish all the ends and defeat all the evils in the world through the power of the state, we will see that it does not matter how well intentioned the authorities' ends are. And it does not matter whether they are politically left-wing, right-wing, or in the center. The authorities will always come face to face with harsh reality. It is impossible to centrally plan the extremely complex process of social cooperation, which is embodied in the market, in which the leading roles are played by all ordinary human beings. This is precisely because this social process rests on the fact that all of us, with the first-hand knowledge that we have about the ends and means that interest us, have devised our own plan, and a plan coercively imposed from above blocks our capacity to plan on an individual level.